Every October, about 1.6 million high school juniors take the PSAT. Those that perform in the top 1% of the PSAT are designated National Merit Semifinalists. Those that become National Merit Semifinalists have an opportunity to become finalists by writing an essay and having their college counselor submit an application on their behalf. That's a great designation to have as you're making your way through your college applications and distinguishing yourself amongst your peers. My son was a National Merit Semifinalist and a National Merit Finalist, and he's here today to share his top 5 tips on how to perform your best on the PSAT. Check it out.
Hey, I'm Dylan. I'm here to talk about my top 5 tips for how to approach the PSAT. So the first one for me would be to approach the PSAT with a certain mindset. I think a lot of people may have preconceived conceptions of what the test actually is, and I know for me back then when I was getting ready for it, I thought it was like an intelligence test, but that's really not the case. It's more so like kind of a game that just mixes in content that you know and questions you about it in a certain type of way with a certain type of design. So I think the foundation of your preparation should be your mindset and how you approach it. Approach it like it's something that you can learn the inner workings of so that you can take advantage of when you take the test. My second tip would be to have a firm grasp on the content that's actually in the test. So if you're approaching it like a game, you know they're going to test you a certain type of way, you need to know the actual material that they're testing you on. So if you need to brush up on some of the math that's tested in the test or certain grammar, that type of thing, then brush up on that before you go any further. My third tip would be, after you have the content down, to look at the structure. So know how the test is set up. I know there's a math section, boom, English section, boom. Know the structure of it, and then know how much time you get on each section, and get a rough estimate on how much time you should spend on each question. So that way you're not running out of time on either section and you feel confident going into it knowing that, okay, I know the lay of the land and I know how much time I should put into each question, and I know if I'm on track or not. So my fourth tip after structure would be get into the details. So the Psat, they have a certain way of asking you questions and testing you on the content that is in the test. And if you're not kind of familiar with how they're testing you with that, it can be challenging because you may be used to a certain way of being tested on material in school that doesn't exactly line up with how the Psat does it. So get a feel for the types of questions that they're asking, and also like the answer choices, because there's definitely a pattern in the way they structure the test where there's certain answer choices that are set up a certain way. And once you understand that, the sort of like coding of the questions, it'll be much easier to approach it like a game. So my fifth tip would be to practice. So now that you know what the test is, how to approach it, the mindset to have, the content, you're down on your content, you know the material that's going to be tested, you know the lay of the land, how it's structured, the timing and everything, and you know how they design the questions and how to approach them. Now you can just get some practice tests and really test how well you know your strategy and how well you can execute on it. Because when you're sitting down and actually taking the test, you need to execute and apply all of those strategies that you had beforehand. So this can be through some practice books, or you can get some practice material questions from the College Board website through Khan Academy, but just make sure you apply everything that you know about the test.